finished at Yester Hill. You'd managed to eradicate the Gulth, or destroy the Gulthias tree as much as possible. You'd gone back to the Wizard of Wines winery, told the Martikovs about the Gulthias tree, and they said they're going to sort it out. And you were travelling north from the Wizard of Wines winery to meet back up with Rictavio, or Van Richten, or Rictavio as he's told you to, being as he's in disguise. And you were travelling with Adrian and Elvir Martikov, who were delivering the wine. Now, you'd travelled all day. It's coming to the end of the day on the junction. So you've travelled up the road from Wizard of Wines winery north to this junction. At this point, Adrian and Elvir are going to tell you that they're going to continue on. The reason they travel in pairs is they don't stop. One can have a kip for a couple of hours, the other one jumps in and they swap over and they trundle along the road, which is... they've got a lantern to light the way, and the roads are reasonably good in Barovia, the old Svalix road that runs all the way through. But they're going west to Kresk. So it is night time. The mist has descended. It's virtually pitch black if it wasn't for the light on the wagon carrying the wine. Adrian and Elvir are quite happy for you to continue with them to Kresk from the crossroads. You did tell them last time that one of your destinations is the Wizard's Tower, and that they're aware of the Wizard's Tower. Which is located on Lake Baratok, and they say to you it's 2.5, 3 hours journey if you were continue into the night, or you can rest here, or you can continue to Kresk, or you can go bypass everything and go to Vallaki. It's up to you. What do you want to do? Pause for thought.
I was going to say, could be wrong, but did we not take a long rest at that junction?
You had a long rest before. Oh no, you left the same day. No, you didn't. You left the same day, so you've not actually had a rest yet. And more to the point, while we're on the subject of rests and whatnot, Theron was, I'm going to assume, asleep in the back of the wagon, sleeping off his stupor from the last episode. So you've not actually had a rest since the Gulthias tree, I don't think.
We have, because I've got all my health.
I was going to say, yeah.
I'm sure that's what we finished on, having a long rest, and then we were going to be good to go.
Didn't we have a long rest and then leave?
Yeah.
Right.
Following day.
Yeah, because I rewatched. That's why it's handy to record these things, because I rewatched the last bit, and we left it off with you travelling to the junction, and we didn't mention a long rest. So you must have had a long rest at the Wizard of Wines winery.
Yeah, because I got wankered there, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got negative or disadvantage on a perception roll, didn't you? Because you were pissed.
Which you've slept off now.
Yeah.
It was the original plan was for us to continue on to the Wizard's Tower, wasn't it? To touch down with Rictavio, so it would potentially make sense to carry on with that plan.
Okay, do you want to continue during the night? Do you want to rest here and journey during light?
Is everybody looking?
Well, if we've all had a long rest before we left, I mean, we should all be looking okay.
Yeah.
I'm a max out.
Good.
Yeah.
And we've got players in the party that have dark vision, don't we?
Yeah.
Most of us?
Yeah,
I think the only two... Yeah, I think it's just me that doesn't.
Okay, so continue on into the night. It is. We'll say that it's quite. There's a full moon out tonight, so you're not travelling in complete darkness. But those who with dark vision can make out a little bit more. I'm gonna have a roll then. Yeah, Mr. Millie, you're top left in my screen. Can you just roll a d20 for me, please?
Yeah. 15.
15. So you travel the say hour and a half from the junction east, and then there's a track. There's a signpost which points south towards the trail leading to Selenka Pass, which you go past. And then there's a signpost leading north which points towards Lake Baratok, which is the road that you need to take. Rick Tavio or Van Richten would have pointed that out to you. As you take it, another half an hour, perhaps an hour, perhaps 3/4 an hour or so, you come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by mists, woods, and a rocky bluff. So a lot of this description is going to be for daytime. So we'll assume that you get a little bit closer before it all comes into focus. Thick fog creeps across the still waters. The trail ends at the grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on top of it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolding clinging to one side, where there is a large gash and that has split the walls. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings flanked, covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the wall. Parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a barrel-topped wagon splattered with mud. You know by now that a barrel-topped wagon signifies Vistani. So what you've got is this road, which doesn't, to your eyes, doesn't necessarily look like it's part of the lake itself. It's almost as if it's artificial, with a small island and the Wizard's Tower on it. The lights, there's no lights on at all. It is completely dark. Fan art, by the way.
Nice.
Yes, and it's so good. So you've got scaffolding up this side. You've got a hole in the wall there. Front door. Everything's peaceful. Everything's quiet. There's no sign of life at all. What do you want to do?
Recce time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go all sneaky beaky. Or if we just blaze and Lee just walk up to the front door and knock on it.
Could we hear anything, see anything, smell anything?
We can have. Let's have a group perception check then, just to see if there's anything amiss.
22 for me.
19
Nice,
for me.
22 and 19, good starts. Let's get
18 for me.
20.
Yeah, okay, very good. No sign of life whatsoever. Nothing, no smells. Just the breeze coming in from the lake itself, and the mist undulating all around. In terms of tracks, there are horse. There are horse tracks. But they don't look necessarily fresh. I mean, you'd need a, I think it's a survival check to delve any further if you wanted to check about footprints and things of that nature. But with your basic perception, nothing seems amiss from this distance. And we'll say that you're the viewing distance away that you can see on the screen.
Is there anything you can tell us about the stonework of the tower, Dave?
Did you want to have a? Are you approaching? Are you all approaching, or is someone going ahead? Because you'd have to get a bit closer to that.
Yes.
Everyone going, or are you sending in?
I think sticking to character, Theron will just push past everybody and go, "My head's absolutely killing. Just hurry up." Just like walk towards the door.
Okay. So as you all approach, let's have your what would be your stonework test check then?
So it's a history check plus my proficiency bonus.
Sure, go for it.
So plus 3, so 14.
14. 14 is reasonable. It's old, but it actually looks artificial.
Okay.
So
it's not real stone.
It's real stone, but it doesn't look like it was hewn from rock. It looks like it was constructed, molded, possibly from a magical source.
A lovely bit of brick, that, Jackie. A lovely bit of brick.
Can I check for if there's any magic attached to it?
Sure. Do you want to? Well, you can approach as close as you like, and you can cast detect magic as a ritual if you wanted to, or
yeah.
Okay, so 10 minutes. And where are you sort of casting this ritual from?
Well, I take it we're all just going up to the front door, aren't we? And sort of blatantly but cautiously walking up. Was that the case? Or
You're not being very committal tonight, boys.
no?
Well, from what I gathered, like Theron had like barged past everyone and was heading straight towards the door.
Yeah, sorry, I just heard a bang upstairs. I was just listening.
Whilst
Okay, so what I'll give you then, I'll give you this on the front door. So the tower door is made of iron with no visible handles or hinges. The middle of the door is a large embossed symbol, a connected series of lines with 8 stick figures surrounding it. Carved into the lintel above the door is the word Khazan, Khazan. In terms of your heebie-jeebies, Mr. Miller, let's have an Arcana check from you at this point. Let's.
Oh, come on. 25.
25 is amazing. So as you start you're reading through your book to cast as a ritual, it does, like I say, it does take 10 minutes. You notice something weird. You don't necessarily have to stand still as you're casting it. As you get within 5 feet of the building, everything that is your arcane presence just is snuffed out instantly. And initially, you're alarmed by this, and then you step back, and with a 25, you can tell that everything is coming back. So it's almost as if there is an anti-magic zone surrounding the tower within 5 feet of it.
Okay.
And being as you're walking a bit closer, I'll just give you one more little bit of information in terms of the wagon. Under layers of mud, the wagon sports a fresh coat of purple paint, and its wheels have fancy gold trim. A brass lantern hangs from each corner, and red drapes cover the tombstone-shaped windows on each side. A steel padlock secures the back door, hanging from which is a cheap wooden sign that reads, "Keep out." Now, this, again, because you've met Vistani, all of the barrel-topped Vistani wagons you've seen before are standard wagons. This is a Bentley, top-of-the-range version of a Vistani wagon, covered in mud as if it's driven quite rapidly recently, with this sign that's hastily constructed saying, "Keep out."
Well, I'm obviously going to tell everyone about my EBGBs and that I've realised that, this is the line of death. We cross it. I'm useless.
The line of death.
I think Brungrik would probably be tempted to cross the line to see if the same applies to him, but obviously his powers are granted to him by his deity, so he'd probably sort of test the waters and just step over that barrier, for want of a better term, and just see what happens with him.
Yep, sure. So,
but with that in mind, I'm stepping back out so that I'm feeling, I'm just outside of the magical dead zone.
We'll do Brungrik first because that's a simple test. You've got any cantrip. It doesn't matter which. You step within 5 feet, nothing. No magic whatsoever. You step back, and then you can cast light, guidance, whatever you want. So you're stepping. Would Alanonl step back and complete the detect magic ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the rest of you are sort of keeping guard as Alanonl performs his ritual. You know what he's doing by now. What you can sense with your detect magic is there's a strong sense of conjuration magic coming from the wagon. Anything else, as you sort of reach out with your detect magic, it's a 30-foot radius, I believe. It's almost as if in front of you, the tower in front of you, complete dead zone. You can't detect anything at all, but this carriage is very strong conjuration magic. I'll tell you what then, I'm going to have a second Arcana check for Alanonl.
Okay. 12.
12, not so good. Okay. Yeah, with it being... It's almost as if the whole of the wagon is a magical object. But you can't really detect any more with a 12.
So, again, I'm going to tell everyone that this is the sketch. Past this line, I can't do anything. But there's a lot of magic here.
Is there anything we can roll about the symbol on the door?
You could have, if you're trying to,
just trying to understand what that symbol represents, what it means.
Yeah. So, because initially I was thinking go to a history check, and then I was going to ask you what you're trying to discern from the door, and you wanted to know if it's any symbology that anyone recognises. Yeah, sure. So you can make a history check if you wish.
Okay. 14.
14. Nothing springs to mind.
Okay.
The actual symbol itself is not something that you necessarily recognise.
Do you know why those lot are doing that? Can Theron be like standing on his tiptoes trying to look into the carriage, see if there's any booze in there?
Sure. The windows are drawn, so the curtains are drawn. There's the red curtains.
Well, assuming all of the information's been sort of that we've gathered has been shared, I think Brungrik would suggest an approach on the carriage first. Maybe Andy go and do a little sneaky recce first before the rest of the party approaches.
Can do that. It's not as if I've got any magic to lose anyway, is it?
So what specifically were we looking for with the carriage then?
Well, it's a source of magic, isn't it? There's something magical going on.
Oh, you mean Miller?
I said I assumed all this information we've all gathered individually, we've shared as a group.
Yes, I've spilt what I've learned from my investigations.
Those
Do
look
you
and
want
see if there's
Miller
anyone
to
in
go
there.
up and... I can...
Well, I'm thinking check see if there's anyone in there, and obviously then deal with that. If there's not, then we can go and look at what the source of magic is within the cart.
I do a stealth roll. So, quick.
I think I'll be honest with you, Mr. Johnson. You're beyond the point of stealth now. If anyone was in there, they'd have probably heard you.
Yeah, bro. Trying to make myself useful.
Did you want to have a poke around, see if you can try and figure anything out?
Sure.
Let's have investigation or perception. You choose if you want to have a poke around.
I will have. I'll go investigation.
Sure.
I've just eaten, Dave.
Okay. 12.
Notice it's a wagon. There you go.
Yeah, I mean 12 isn't bad. I mean, what did you roll? 9 plus 3. There doesn't seem to be. I mean, obviously you're not an arcane expert, but there doesn't seem to be necessarily untoward. You can see what you can see. So there's no, as far as you're aware. I mean, you've fallen foul of a glyph ward before. It doesn't seem to be glyphed. It doesn't seem to be. You can check in the lock. There's no traps that you can see as such.
Well, okay, so I'll probably turn to Brungrik and Alanonl, ask them if they felt any ill will, any malice when they stepped over the boundary. Still lost the magic, but did they feel any ill will towards us? Is it any foreboding?
I would reply to that well, I just felt all my magic vanish. The only way I could probably describe it to you would be how we feel when we step into my little magical hut. We're nice and safe in there, but nothing else can hurt us. However, in this instance, I think I feel that we can walk in, but it just zaps us of our magical abilities.
Sorry. Oof. Rick have anything to say?
I mean, is it worth us just knocking on the door?
I think so.
I think Theron's just going to walk up to the door and go, and just walk round as he does, bang on the side of the wall, and then a bit of a performance manner, swing the door or curtain or whatever it is, and go, "Hello," and just walk. Yeah.
Okay, on the wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no the curtains are on the inside of the window, so you can't reach them. As you knock on the door, there's no response whatsoever. You say hello, there's no response.
I'll open the door then.
Okay. As you pull the door open, I will need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, Theron, with a disadvantage, please.
Oh, bad.
Can't even see what I've got. 11.
14.
Okay.
Oh, tell a lie. It would have been
With disadvantage for me.
would have been a 17 for me. Sorry.
So,
3.
crikey. Right. And then being as Theron opened it, Theron, can you roll 10d10 for me, please?
10 at D10.
10d10.
Mine should be, I think, a 10, Dave, not a 9.
Constitution check. Right.
Because of the
55.
cloak of resistance. Protection, sorry.
Because of what, sorry?
Does the cloak of protection give me a +1?
Yeah, it should have applied it if you've got it equipped.
It didn't.
Have you got it attuned?
It's equipped and... Oh, it says it requires attunement.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, okay. So
Oh, no.
10.
55 for your 10d10, Dave.
Okay, mate. So what's going to happen is
Roll for initiative.
so Brungrik got 10.
+3. Yeah, 10, yeah. And obviously I get advantage if it's a poison thing, so I'd have to roll again.
Gotcha. Brungrik, Theron, Alanonl, and Theron's 11. That was that was your flat roll. So hold up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Brungrik, Theron. Okay, what's going to happen as you pull the lever down? You hear movement behind the door, and it sounds very briefly as if, and it's a half a second or so after you turn the handle, a smashing of glass, and then you hear an explosion, and then another explosion as the whole thing completely explodes. There's a massive fireball which comes out of the door and engulfs you all, totally destroys the carriage. Brungrik, Theron, and Alanonl take 55 points of fire damage. Everyone else takes half.
Ooh.
Well, I'll see you guys all next week.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Fucking dick.
I think while we're laying on the floor, Theron's hastily just checking around to see if his bits are still there. With a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God.
55.
So it's 28 for those that passed. Okay, I'm assuming that there's casualties from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, there's going to have to be other things that happen as well. Everyone that fails, we'll say, is thrown backwards at least 10 feet. Who's out? Alanonl has collapsed onto the deck.
I'm on minus points.
Minus what?
Well, it was at 55, so minus 9.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Yeah, all right. Thanks, Lewis.
Impulsive. You need health points.
I was on full health.
Well, it's a good job.
Just Alanonl that's down.
I'm injured. I'm severely injured, but I'm not dead, as it were.
I think it's only me and you, Andy, that took half.
And I'm still rough. 27 points of damage, but yeah. Kicking.
28.
8.
Yeah, I think damage is rounded up if I remember right.
Yeah, I think they always say round up, don't they, on anything?
I thought it's rounded down, but I'm happy to play around.
Is it rounded down?
Everything's rounded down.
Rounded down 27.
Take that extra HP, boys.
Take that one. Okay.
So that's just gone boom, and that's it.
Yeah. So Theron, especially Theron, is thrown back, covered in burning bits of wood and glass and anything else that's an exploding Vistani wagon would produce. And as it stands, Alanonl's not breathing.
I think Brungrik would shout for a withdraw to pull back.
Damian would immediately kind of get himself up off the floor and go towards Alanonl and kind of trying to pick him up and move him back from the wreckage and the burning.
Sure.
Kind of, but he'd be scowling at Theron the whole time, just thinking like, what a fucking idiot. Like, he's already put us in like 3 shitty situations and been here 5 minutes. Like, he quite clearly hasn't got an understanding of what we've been through already.
Brungrik will probably cover their retreat, so he'll be stood sort of at Alanonl's feet, or however Damian's dragging him, and he'll cover his retreat, looking towards the tower, waiting for an enemy threat, even though he's severely injured.
So let's have first death saving throw from Alanonl then, please. Don't roll a 1, Miller. And I've remembered the fact, if you roll a 1, you are on 2 death saves from your hag curse.
That's right, yeah.
Don't roll a 1, mate. Last time I said that, it went really badly.
Death saves.
Thanks for rushing home from work, Miller. All those queues in hospital and you...
Yeah, that's all right.
You rushed out.
If I survive this, I've got a plan. Lewis ain't gonna like it.
Fireball.
Right. How do
Well,
how do I
don't
roll?
forget, it's Theron that's not going to like it. Not.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
playing.
Character.
He's playing a character.
Right.
D20 then, Mr. Miller.
D20. Here we go. Bosh. 17.
Tidy. 1 pass.
So, whilst covering the retreat, Brungrik will reach over and grab Alanonl's foot and cast the cantrip Spare the Dying, which stabilizes him.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So you're it's breathing again, shallow. You're very pale, very clammy. Not that you can tell because you're covered in ash, but. And in terms of.
I was going to scale the scaffolding, mate. No. I think blows up as well.
Yeah, I think. Let me take you back to the. In fact, I'll just have a look myself. The wagon's kind of from the other, around the other side of the scaffolding. Let me just double check. Excuse me. Yeah, so the scaffolding's still intact. As you withdraw back from your withdrawing away from the tower, from the burning ashes of the Vistani wagon, nothing else seems to be moving. I mean, obviously you're checking around, especially the road. You're a bit of a cul-de-sac here, but nothing seems to be moving. Yeah.
If people are happy, if we're going to do withdrawal, I'll use Prayer of Healing to heal us all, but it'll take 10 minutes.
I mean, Damian was kind of planning on shouting like to Van Richten, and he's going to be kind of like, Van Richten, are you here? Like shouting at the kind of the top of his lungs across kind of the lake.
No response.
Right, man.
Would you shout his actual name?
Wow, Victavia.
Dave started laughing because the minute he said Van Richten, my face just went, what? Dave's just laughing because he knows what you've done.
There's nobody else here apart from us at the minute.
We just chill here for 10 minutes then. And we've got a campfire, haven't we? We've already made up. Miller's on fire. Keep yourself toasty warm by Miller.
It smells
Yeah,
like
why not?
Smells like a hog roast.
So, Prayer of Healing. 8 points. That was terrible.
Is that everyone gets eight points?
Yeah.
After 10 minutes.
Yeah, up to 6 creatures of your choice that you can see within range. Each regain hit points equals to 2d8 plus your spellcasting modifier. I've just rolled a 1 and a 2 on a d8.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
It was a really shit roll.
Yeah. And that's not a ritual. That's an actual spell.
Yeah, it's a spell. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Miller, you're on 8 hit points. Or Alanonl is on 8 hit points. So 10 minutes goes by. You sort of scrape off most of the ash and cinder. You can look through the wreckage. Nothing has survived. Everything has been destroyed that was the carriage. And also nothing else seems to happen for the 10 minutes that you're there.
I mean, it does seem a little bit strange that even with all this commotion outside, that nobody's come out of the tower if somebody was in it. But Damian believes that he's a man of his word and is kind of one of his idols. He believes that he wouldn't leave the group hanging. So he's going to walk kind of cautiously up to the magic door, and he's just going to knock on the actual door of the wizard's tower.
Okay.
Couldn't have done that.
Boom.
Sure, it's a friendly knock, man.
Make a dexterity saving throw, Jake.
Oh man.
Called it.
We all back away. Who does this?
Oh, 24.
Tidy. Roll 4d10 for me, please, dude.
Jesus. 25.
25. So half 25 to 12.
Yeah.
So you take 12 points of lightning damage as you knock on the door. As there's a connection with the door, the whole of the tower, like a wreath of lightning from top to bottom, shoots down, shoots through Damian. You've just managed to pull away, but you're close enough that some of the current actually passes through you. You only take half damage, but this energy, this lightning energy, is now pulsing there, and it doesn't stop. It continues pulsing.
Man, fuck this place. What? Remind me why we're here again? Why are we here?
He's just going to be. Damien's quite clearly frustrated now. He's like, damn. Like, he's like stamping his feet and like slamming his hand into the grass.
I think Brungrik
Like
would
full-
probably suggest that we rest the night and reassess the situation in the morning. To sort of, let people rest, because we've all took a bit of a hit from everything, and just see if anything changes or anyone appears.
Is that the plan? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So where are you setting up camp?
Outside the magic dead zone.
So a good 5 feet away from the front of the door. Any preparations?
I'm gonna put up my little hut.
Okay, because you can cast that as a ritual if we
Yeah.
discovered, didn't we? What's the casting time on it?
It is 11 minutes.
11 minutes to cast. So
Yeah.
a ritual will. I think it adds 10 minutes to it, but yeah. So you conduct your ritual. Your Leomund's tiny hut pops into being the dome that you're all now used to. So you're warm and comfortable within this dome, and you set about your nighttime duties, your resting duties, each doing your own separate thing. Any business while we're resting? Anything?
I so want to. Yeah, do you know what? Alanonl is royally pissed off. So he's asking about if anyone has a suitable container to hold a small creature, because I am about to cast polymorph onto Theron and turn him into a fly and keep him in it until he learns to behave.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
Shit's about to go down.
Yeah, this shit got real. I believe it's what kind of saving throw is it? Is it a charisma saving throw?
It is
Be a wisdom.
wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw. Of course, it's wisdom saving throw. So wisdom saving throw for Theron then.
19.
Oh, that's quite high. Does that beat your DC?
Got to be up there.
This spell transforms a creature that you see within range into a new form. An unwilling creature must take a wisdom saving throw to avoid the effects. The spell has no effects on a shape change or a creature with 0 hit points.
Yeah, just your DC, Miller.
Yeah, I'm trying to find where it is.
Well, your DC will be the same throughout, so it'll be whatever your normal DC is.
All right. 16.
16 passes. So, Theron is aware of the fact that Alanonl's not happy with him. I mean, in fairness, there's quite a few faces around the campfire not happy with Theron. And Alanonl eventually stands up, says, "Right, we need to contain this fella," and attempts to cast a spell on you. You're not sure what it is, but you shrug it off.
So Theron will be like, now, don't be hasty. It's a simple mistake that anybody could make. And if you look at it, you're still alive.
Yeah, no thanks to you, dick.
Yes, well, I've been called worse. Anyway, who's got the booze?
Yeah, what can I turn the booze into?
Nip round the corner, you can add something to it.
Everyone takes a swig from a hip flask and just kind of puts it back into the bag of holding. On that note, Damian would kind of look at Brungrik and just kind of like make eye contact with him and kind of just like tilt his head like that to almost like bring him over, like to kind of say like, can we just have a quick chat, and kind of move to a slightly more discreet area of the hut. I understand it's a small area, but to kind of just move away from the group, if it's almost like, I must imagine it like the one from Harry Potter where they're all
in the tent type thing.
Yeah.
The one of the other many advantages of Liam's tiny hut. Now that you're in it, you can come and go as you please. So you can walk around if you wanted to.
Yeah.
So you can leave and come back whenever you want.
Yeah.
So
I'd potentially, because are we protected from out on the outside from? So as soon as we step out of the hut, is there like a barrier around the hut, or is it only inside?
Only inside. It's an opaque barrier, so nothing can see in. It's quite obvious that it's there. But while you're inside, you're completely impervious to anything.
I'd probably still try and do it in the restrictions of the hut, just because of what I'm going to do, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure.
On
that kind,
you'd follow, or walk over, or
kind of on that note, I would first kind of offer my arm out to Brungrik, with kind of my head held down, and kind of expect him to kind of shake my arm back.
Yeah, he'd take it. Obviously, I think it's been obvious so far that he's got a bit of a low opinion of Damian.
Yeah,
but he would take it. He'd be willing to listen.
And on that note, as he takes Damian's arm, Damian would turn and say, "I apologise for us getting off on the wrong foot, Master Dwarf. This trials and tribulations of this land have taken much a toll on my soul, and I just felt so demoralised when you and Theron turned up. I just didn't know how to react, and lost my head and lost my cool. I thought a considerable amount of Niloren and thought he was a very valiant half-elf. He was brave, kind and caring, and in the short period of time we got to spend with him, we developed a really strong brotherhood. I also understand that he meant a lot to you, and as you said earlier to us, that he saw you as a father figure, and I can only offer my condolences for his loss. I can imagine the impact it's had on you.
He would probably just be sort of nodding his head and very, very, almost. He won't be able to make eye contact once you start bringing up the law and things like. He wouldn't make eye contact with Damian, but he'd be sort of just nodding his head, and I think he's aware that Damian's got, wants to get this off his chest, and he's allowing him that time to say what he needs to say.
I want to again apologise for his death, and in part I feel responsible, and as probably the other members of the group do. but we felt so outmatched when it came to Strahd that I fear there was nothing else we could have done. There is one thing that I have that Niloren held within his possession, and I feel he would want you to have it to carry on doing the good that he was doing in this land and helping the fight against Strahd. On that note, Damian would reach into the bag of holding and grab out the amulet of Ravenkind. He'd hold it in his hand and kind of place it out in front of Brungrik, and he'd say, from the information we've been given, this is a great weapon, especially used by someone of your kind, somebody who is in line with the faith. Please take this. And again, I hope you can accept my apology for my brash attitude. I can assure you it's not who I am.
So Brungrik will reach across and take the amulet and look at Damian and he'll lad, it's been tough. It's been a tough time, but I understand. These moments bring out our worst sides in us. Even I, in my great age that I've reached, even I flew off the handle, and I know better than that. So I can only apologise for my attitude at the time. But let's put it behind us. Let's have a drink and let's get the bastard. And that's that real dark undertone that you picked up earlier. That real thirst for vengeance again as he sort of says, let's get the bastard.
And kind of on that note, Damian would kind of pull a small hip flask out of the bag of holding, and he'd offered it to Brungrik first to take a sip.
Yeah, he's down to clown. He's very I like to think he's very Friar Tuck in that respect. Like he's not though he is a true believer, he enjoys a drink, he enjoys a laugh, quite jovial.
Excellent, superb. So any other business then? Anyone else want to bury hatchets, metaphorically or physically?
I think Theron will probably pull out his flute and go, "You're all a bunch of grumpy bastards. Let me play a lovely song for you all."
Okay, let's have a performance check. See how well you, in theory, raise spirit.
Natural 20.
Yeah, actually. So
well,
yeah, I mean,
go.
Please yourself. You know they're your characters, so I'll not disturb you. So as the evening or as it is night time progresses, a good. Well, I say a good. It's not that long. We'll call it sort of 40 odd minutes after the casting of Leomund's tiny hut. Let's have a group perception check just to see who notices something first.
Perception, was that, Dave?
Yes, please. I'm just going to go with highest.
8.
Is there a particular point this is happening? Because I mean, I don't know. Would we get the opportunity to long rest while we're in Leomund's hut?
No, because so it's Theron would notice first. Oh no, that was for your performance, wasn't it? So it's perception.
24 I got.
Alanonl.
21.
So you're only about after the completion of Leomund's tiny hut. Theron's still sort of playing away on his flute. Everyone's just started their rest procedure. You see from the end of the tributary, from the promontory, the bit of land that links to the mainland, you can see a horse galloping towards you with a lantern on, and it's travelling at speed, and it's clearly turning. It's come along the Svalage Road, and it's turning right towards you guys. What is Alanonl going to do?
I'm going to tell everyone to settle down. Not that no sound or anything like that can travel outside of our little hut. And we're perfectly safe, because nothing else can run into it, can it?
Nothing else can run into it. No, you. If I remember rightly, it's a dome though. I mean, if anyone was to come up to it, they'd see it. If I'm correct.
Well, yeah, I think they would once they bumped into it, but it sort of masks itself.
Okay, righto. So what I'll give you then is as this horse, and there's a rider on top of it. The rider of the horse, as it starts to get closer, you can tell that, or you'd become aware as she gets a lot closer, that this appears to be a well-dressed Vistani woman. It's someone that you've not seen before, possibly mid-30s, quite an attractive woman. Dark skin tones, black hair, red bandana, a long red leather coat, and you can see blue trousers underneath, and she's riding. It's an accomplished riding style. You can see on a hip there's a rapier, an axe, and another short sword. This is a woman of action, and of note as the horse sort of slows down as it's coming closer. You can see that one of her feet is got a long leather boot. The other one, as she stops, is a wooden leg. She's got a prosthetic wooden leg. As the horse skids to a halt, what I'm going to do is I just need to bring up her details, if you forgive me for 1 second. The horse, as she can't see Lehman's tiny hut, in fact, let me give her a perception check. Oh, she rolls well. So I'm going to give her advantage on. No. So she notices too late, and she tries to steer the horse away from the tiny hut. You can see sort of a vague disturbance, but the horse actually rears as it figures out that there's something there, and she does fall from the horse, landing at the foot of the Lehman's tiny hut, and then as she slides forwards, grunting and moaning to herself, she hits it, comes into contact, and she'll turn around, stand up, leaps up, draws the rapier and the hand axe, and you can hear her say straight away. She'll say, "Who's there? Who is it?"
Damian would kind of
recognise her.
I've just picked up the dwarf and thrown him out.
I was going to say, Damian would kind of rush to the door.
Yeah, so as you pop your head out, what I'll do then.
Hello there.
It is clear.
Let's pop you some tokens on and give you a little bit of information. So, Damian. So that's the inside of the hut, which you're not supposed to see inside. But so we'll say your Lehman's tiny hut is here, and this Vistani woman has landed here. So let me put you all in. Alanonl, Brungrik, Theron, Valkyn, and let me draw. Right. Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll do theatre in the mind. So your tiny hut is here. Damian, you say you're going to go out of the front door?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're just out of the area. Actually, you'd have to have done it away from the what's it, wouldn't you? So you'd be more there. So yeah, you can tell, now that you're a little bit closer as Damian approaches, you can see that she's actually quite badly wounded. She's got a few injuries, and she's not looking too healthy. Sort of blood, bruises, and things of that nature. So Damian's just appeared, and she's straight away she's holding the rapier and the hand axe at ready.
I mean, Damian would approach with both his hands kind of up like this, with kind of no intent of I wouldn't say they're like directly up in the air, but they're kind of out to the side. So just in case he does need to kind of drop his hand to pull a weapon, but it looks less kind of menacing. And he'd be like, we've only come here to seek help from Rictavio. He told us to meet us here. He told us to meet him here for his aid. We tried to get in contact, but have only met booby traps.
Boobies.
Yeah, she points towards the wagon and say, "Yeah, well, it was you that destroyed my wagon, then, was it?"
You say you in the lightest of terms, and he's just going to point at Theron.
He's gonna go,
Like him.
hello.
Well, all she can see so far is this opaque dome. She can't see inside it. I'm just going to have 15. She's just rolled 15 for Arcana, so I'm going to. 15's not bad, so she's going to assume. What she'll say to you is, right, okay, so you've got a wizard in your party. Well, whoopie-doo, there's werewolves on my tail. Either you help me defend now that you've destroyed my carriage, or leave me alone.
We'll help you. As long as you can show us to Rictavio or help us with finding him, then we'll do what we can to help. And on that note, he would pull the kind of the bone whip from his hip, and say, we've fought these werewolves before, and I'm happy to fight them again.
Okay, so you can now hear, and you can all hear this. There's wolves howling in the distance, and you can start to see at the start of this small piece of land that leads to this island. You can see wolves, and it's just a pack of wolves. I mean, from this distance, it's 10 plus wolves coming towards you. And this Vistani woman, she will turn around, and she will say, "Well, I suppose if we're going to fight together and die together, I'll introduce myself. My name is Esmeralda. You can call me Ez. I think we're going to need a little bit of help if your wizard friend wishes to join us." And then she will start to move herself towards the other side with weapons ready.
Damian would kind of like put the two fingers in his mouth and whistle and say, "Werewolves, boys, werewolves are on the horizon." And within kind of, once he'd done that, he'd go into the bag of holding. There's a crossbow in there with some silver bolts, so he's going to load a silver bolt straight into the crossbow and just have it kind of like cocked and ready, so as soon as he sees anything on the horizon, he's just going to pop a crossbow bolt.
Okay. Everyone else?
Yeah, Brungrik will step out.
Okay, so you can see them approaching from here. You've got enough time to place yourself where you want. I suppose I'd best draw the actual Lima's tiny hut. What's the sorry, Mr. Miller, what's the radius of your tiny hut?
10 foot.
10 foot. Right, what I'm going to do...
From myself.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to move your tokens out of the way slightly. You can move them where you want. I've got this horse here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a aura of 10 feet. Map tools, 1 second. I say map tools, it's me for not changing it. Aura.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, dude. Right. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Source aura 10. Right, so it's quite small actually. Isn't it? 10, is that radius?
Yeah.
Ah, right.
And if the spell ends if I leave it.
Ah, right. Are you stepping out?
Not at the moment. I'll stay in it so that if need be, they can run into it for some protection.
Gotcha. Can you cast spells out of it?
That must be When you cast a spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects apart from passing it. Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it.
So no.
No.
Okay.
So if need be, I'll step out.
Okay. So it's got to be 10 feet away from. So you're just inside the aura, and the aura's there. Then, okay.
And I'm outside of the magical dead zone.
Yeah. Just outside the magical dead zone. So on from here, you could see wolves running towards you. As they become aware of you, there's a portion of the wolves start to change form into werewolves. So what you can see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wolves, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 werewolves. One of the werewolves looks a lot larger than the others. What I'm going to do, just so we can see everything a little bit clearer, is I'm going to employ some halos for the baddies. So as they've come up to this point, they're running at full speed, and they stop here where the werewolves change form. And you can hear from the back this slightly stockier werewolf will stop, and in quite a rough, common accent, rough as in, you know, it's a werewolf speaking to you, will sort of almost bark the instructions that the woman is theirs, the woman is ours, drop your weapons and leave us, and then there'll be no trouble.
Can I pipe up and go, why are they after you?
At this point, Ez will turn around, and she will say, well, a couple of reasons. Firstly, they're evil shits. Secondly, I was trying to raid their camp and found several young, innocent children before they discovered me and had to run.
Oh, that's Brungrik G'd up for the fight.
So as a few minutes or a few seconds passed, the wolves start to spread out a little bit, and you can see that it's this fella at the back, the slightly bigger werewolf. He starts ordering the wolves, and the wolves start moving forwards cautiously. But they all spread out a little bit. Instead of a tight pack, they're very much spreading out. I think you're muted, Jake.
Sorry. Would Damian know anything about why they might be splitting up into kind of like smaller groups? You're a seasoned adventurer. All you could assume is that there's now multiple enemies as opposed to one, so they're just trying to spread out to surround you. There's nothing else untoward in the maneuver.
I think as these guys start to fan out, Brungrik's going to take the initiative and cast Fireball.
I was going to say I was just going to pop shot as well.
Okay, so
crossbow bolts.
Let's roll initiative.
Ooh.
Oh, you are having a laugh.
Ooh, that's probably my worst initiative, I think.
That's probably my best initiative I've ever had.
Nice. Okay, so everything.
And that 20. Because my initiative's +4, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's have a look.
24.
Yes, it was 20, natural 20. So, because there's no surprise round, no one's surprised by this. Everything happens at the same time. So, as you guys do whatever you're doing, they can see, you can see. So we just follow initiative order, which means Theron is the first to respond.
Well, I can see that big guy's the leader, obviously, because he's barking orders at me. So I'm going to be a bastard. I'm going to cast Fighting Spirit as my action, my bonus action, sorry.
Yep.
Which gives me 5% temporary HP as well, just in case.
Sure.
Hang on, let me just add that, Dave. Yep, there's that. And then... Hang on. Action Surge. So that's an additional action on my turn, Dave. Can you hear me?
Yes, mate. Yeah. Go for it, Karen.
So get advantage on that. So yeah, I am.
Right, I tell you what. Yeah, carry on. What I'm going to do? You're just going to go dark for a second because I just want to figure out some angles.
Bear in mind, I've got sharpshooter as well.
Yeah. Okay. Righto.
Sharpshooter feat.
I'm just gonna rediscover the map for you. Yeah. No, I just wanted the angles with the. Yeah. Okay, dude.
Yeah. So on the boss.
Yep.
I'm going to declare my thingy where I take 5 off the accuracy, but add 10 to the damage if I hit.
Sure.
And I'm going to roll 4 hits, if that's okay, with advantage.
Yep.
So 28.
Okay, 28 hits.
So take 5 off.
Oh, yeah. So 23 hits.
23 hits. So that attacks plus 10 as well, whatever it does. Do you want me to do them individually or all at once?
It's up to you, mate. It's up to you.
I'll do them all at once, just so I know. 12.
12 just hits.
Okay. And another one. 18.
So 14.
5, 13.
Sorry, 13 hits.
Yeah, and my last one. 24 to quit 19.
19. And these are all for the leader.
These are all for the leader, and these are all plus 10.
Okay, right. Let's roll damage then.
So 23.
Yeah.
20.
So that's 43 altogether.
Yeah.
22.
65.
25.
90.
90 points of damage.
All
Okay, so 4 arrows, expertly shot, fly from Theron, streak past Alanonl, Damian, and the rest of the pack, impacting into this largest werewolf. Who, and as they impact 1, 2, 3, 4, he instantly heals from the wounds as he pulls all of the arrows out and starts laughing. And we'll say, "This is going to be fun, boys." Any movement? Anything else? You've had bonus in action, haven't you?
I've already had my bonus. I think I've done my. I think I've proved to everybody that I can help, and I'm not just a drunken idiot. After that.
Right, Wolf's turn. Wolves can move pretty quick. 40. So 1 on Ez. 2 on 40 to there. 40 to there. Ugh. 40 to there. 50. Yep. Right, in terms of attack, so we've got 2 wolf attacks on Damian. So pack tactics. The wolf has advantage on attack rolls against creatures if at least one of its allies is within 5 feet and isn't incapacitated. So all of the wolves get advantage. Against Damian first then. So first attack is going to be 22.
Is gonna hit.
5 points of piercing damage. Second attack with advantage is going to be 17.
I'm gonna use my reaction to do my what's it called? My defensive duelist, so it misses.
Smashing. Which takes us to Brungrik. 2 attacks.
So for the first attack, I'm going to use Warding Flare. So obviously you'll remove your advantage on the first attack.
Okay, dude. 21.
That'll do.
7 damage, and then the second with advantage. 13. How the advantage misses, mate. There you go. And then one against Ez. Is the one within 5 feet? There isn't one within 5 feet of the one against Ez. So that's just a normal attack. Rolls a 16 and misses her. Okay. Werewolves. Straight into werewolves. They have a movement of 30. Okay, so Alanonl, you've remained in the hut, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna give the leader a perception check. I'll do it with disadvantage. Rolls a 9. Yes, so he doesn't. Yeah. The only reason I wanted to do it is just to see if he'd notice anything about the hut, and he doesn't necessarily. So he's not overly concerned about casters for now. So let's see. These lads move forwards there. Actually, they're going to dash. So that wagon is no longer there, obviously. That's in what's it, and there was no attempt at stealth, was there? So they're gonna dash. Can I get in between? I can't. 60 to there. 55. He can't get past his fellows. Actually, he can get there. There's a dash. Some of them, yeah, I think what I'll say is some of them don't. He's going to dash, but sort of Midgar, and then normal move to there. So these guys, I'm going to hold an action for these 3. They look ready. If anything's going to come near them, they're going to attempt to claw the shit out of you. And then I'm going to have a go for Esmeralda. Right, so she's got weapons drawn. She's got 2 weapons drawn. So she's gonna, as all this is happening, as the fight erupts, wolves coming towards her. She will. I mean, she's only made contact with Damian so far, and she'll say, "Sorry, Jake, I've forgotten. Did you say your name was Damian when she introduced herself?"
Yeah, when she introduced herself at Esmeralda, I kind of just Damian.
Yeah, so she'll say, "What can your party do, Damian? There's more of you. And do you want the werewolves or the wolves first? For me, it would be easiest first, and then save the hardest till last."
Yeah, we'll kill the wolves first.
Okay, so she'll take a swing at the wolf in front of her first. See, 18. So. Hits. Okay, quite expertly. So for those of you, especially Valkyn, Theron, you can't quite see her. So for Valkyn and Alanonl, you will notice that with deadly precision, she runs this first wolf through with one lunge of a rapier, and then she'll say to everyone in general, she'll say, never mind, these are easy sport anyway. And she's going to move, so this is open ground, that's no longer there. She's going to move there, and she's going to continue to try and stab the werewolf in front of her. She misses with the rapier, but then she takes a swing with the hand axe and hits. And you all notice that the wound from this hand axe doesn't heal. Mr. Miller, what's Alanonl going to do?
I am going to collapse my little hut.
Sure.
And then I move. Oh, what was my movement? Let's be 30. I'll move up to there, turn around, and then I'm going to cast Fireball to here, which should encompass.
Yeah, I was going to say, just be careful where you're dropping that.
Well, I can bend my.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I said so. I'm only going to hurt targets that I want to. So that should encompass everything in here. By dropping it here.
So you're dropping it there, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to drop this in, and it's what radius is it?
20 foot.
20 foot radius.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be everything in that circle. So you're going to have to sculpt it round Damian and Brungrik, but everything else has a Constitution saving throw, Dexterity saving throw, and your DC is 16.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wolves. Right, I'm going to do left to right.
Okay. So if I cast it.
So 1 fails, 2 fails.
Is this fireball?
3 fails. 4 passes. 5 fails. 6 fails. 7 passes. Did I say 9? 8 fails. 9 fails, if I did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 5 and 7. Right, so your damage is 21. Half is rounded down, we said, didn't we? So 10 for half.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. Right. Dead. 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 And then I'll just do the werewolves real quick. How many of those have got? So it's going to be, I'll do it from top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4 werewolves. 1 passes. 2 passes. 3 fails. 1, 2, and 4 pass. It's a nice round for saving throws. So damage is 10. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3 takes 21. Okay, massive ball of fire erupts. That's going to come in handy, Miller. What I'm going to do is move that to one side and possibly move it in again.
Yeah, it's good call. That.
Nice one, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to my little friend.
Yeah. So a massive ball of fire erupts, takes out virtually all of the wolves and singes a fair few of the werewolves. And you can hear the fella at the back say, spread out, lads. Try and kill that one first, if you can get round. And he points towards Alanonl. That's movement and action. You can't cast a spell as a bonus. I think that's you done then, dude, if I'm correct.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Damian's up.
So I'm going to use my bonus action first to disengage, and that's just because if I bust one of my key points as a monk now, I can use short step of the wind to disengage.
Tidy.
So I'm only going to disengage 5 feet to start off with because I'm still going to crack 2 attacks off at least. Sure. Actually, yes, I'm going to go with 2 attacks first. See how I get on. I'm gonna draw the blood whip from my hip and just kind of like crack it at the first werewolf that's in sight.
So straight across from you, this one?
Yeah, I'll go for that bar stool first. Only a 15 to hit though.
15 still hits.
For a grand total of 11 points of damage.
Okay.
Every little helps.
Every little helps.
I'm going to go another one against him for that's 16 to hit.
Yep.
To do another 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. And more importantly, they don't heal.
On that note, I will action surge.
Okay.
Just to try and dish out some more damage. I know we've got plenty of them to deal with, but I think while we're in a favourable position, I'm going to make some more attacks with the blood whip. So that's a 26 to hit.
Yep.
For another 11 points of damage.
Yep.
How ropey is this one looking?
Of all of the werewolves, it's burnt its cinders, and now it's got several slashes that aren't healing, and you can tell that it's not happy about it.
I think on that note, I'm potentially going to just make one further whip attack against the other more healthier looking werewolf. That's only a 13 to hit though.
13 just hits a werewolf in hybrid form. Let me just double check that. Actually 12, no, because it was Theron that just hit. Yeah, so 10 damage.
So that's 10 points of damage.
And that's to this one.
To the second one down.
It sounds like I'm getting Discord messages. Is that you dicking about, Bowler? So yes then.
On that note, then I am going to, because Theron's up there with, so I'm going to move my full 30 feet of movement as well, back towards Alanonl, just with the big boss kind of marking him out. I'm going to move 30 feet back.
Okay.
I'm also going to turn back and shout to Theron and say, reach into my bag of holding. There's some silvered arrows in there. Take those. They will come in handy.
Does Andy know about that? Everybody looks confused. Come in handy. No, you're all slow tonight.
I just didn't want to dignify it with a response.
Who's in possession of the bag of holding?
Me.
Right, so you're throwing the bag of holding to Theron, you say?
No, it's still going to be on my hip. I'm not going to throw it at him. I'm just going to say, like, come and get them off me.
Gotcha.
Because I can't move any further, and I would say throwing would use either a bonus action or an action.
Yeah.
And I've kind of expended everything, so.
Yeah, you've had a good round so far. So that takes us to Brungrik.
Brungrik's going to cast, summon forth his spirit guardians.
Nice.
He's going to identify everyone within the party as well as Esmeralda as safe because he can see everybody now. And 15-foot radius around him.
Right, bear with me a second because I. 15.
Oh no, I can move. I can move 40 feet now. Be an extra level in monk. Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right, dude. You can move 40.
Yeah.
Monks are nice. Right.
I can practically feel you sacking my hand already, Jake.
Stop it. You'll make me laugh.
Right. Oh, I've made it black. Let's. I can't have that,
Yeah,
Sam.
no, it's the other way, Dave.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. 1 second. Where is it? Or 15. There you go. How's that? So that's action.
So everything in that's all them need to take a wisdom saving throw. 16.
Is it when, because none of them have entered it? It's when on their turn, I believe, at the start of their turn.
Hang on. Yeah, sorry, you're right, on their turn, sorry, yeah.
Okay. So that's action. Anything else?
Well, he's not going to move because he knows he's in a bit of a shitty situation. So, as a bonus action, he's going to summon forth his spiritual weapon.
Tidy.
And I think he will go. I'm going to go for the one behind him, to the north of him.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you want your spiritual weapon? The other side or to your side?
Yeah, next to flanking Esmeralda. Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Hold up, dude. It's another spell.
Oh yeah, no, he's sorry, cancel that. 'Cause I'm concentrating on that. Sorry.
Well, spiritual weapon isn't a concentration spell, but you have cast a spell as an action.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't do it yet. I'll move it to one side. I'm sure. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll be doing it next turn. Anything else you can do as a bonus? Then I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Apart from cast spells, yeah, that's it, mate.
Yeah. Okay. And it wouldn't make sense to move. Okay. So the leader. Sorry, dude. Go on.
Because I'll trigger loads of attacks of opportunity, and he knows that, so he'll stand his ground.
Yeah. So the leader at this point will say, he'll sort of growl, and you hear this deep growl. He'll say, "Impressive." They've got a holy man as well. Change of plan. Him first, pointing towards Brungrik.
Go.
Which takes us to Valkyn's turn.
So Valkyn's going to tell Els to sort of duck. He's going to kind of bolt over the burning rubble and her to take a swipe at this chap behind Brungrik.
Sure. Okay.
I'm a sneak attack because he's 5 feet.
Yep.
5 feet. The only reason I didn't do stealth earlier, Dave, was because I presumed, with it being an open area, I didn't think there was many places to actually stealth to hide or.
Fair enough, dude. Yeah.
Launch from the shadows. I was thinking about it, but then I thought there's nowhere really to hide.
Yeah, no. Well, again, obviously, because you're still sort of learning the thief, and D&D is hard. There's no light source here. You're all sort of in low light sources, so your cloak of Elvenkind can hide you in low light sources, or I believe it can.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. You entered combat anyway. So are you're entering melee range, or are you shooting?
Yeah, I'm entering melee range, so I'm launching over the rubble.
Okay.
I'm around to face this bloke. Sneak attack with my plus one dagger.
Go for it. I will, because now this werewolf's just ran in. I'm going to give him a perception check just before you roll. What am I doing it against? Do we think 23? Yeah, no, okay. I was gonna apply you a advantage, but he rolled 23 for his perception, so we'll just a normal roll, mate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Come on, Johnson.
26
does hit.
Then I get my 9 points of damage, then 4d6, yeah?
4d6.
Gives me a total of
28.
8 points of damage.
Nice. 28 points of damage. So you plunge the dagger deep into the werewolf's flank as he's sort of spinning around, encased in Brungrik's spirits. It's not enough to take him down, but he's severely wounded. More to the point, he doesn't heal from the wound. Anything else? Any bonus actions?
Yeah, I'm going to disengage because I'm not great on hit points at the minute. So
Good idea.
I'm not looking to stay in the fight.
Okay.
And run. So yeah, disengage bonus action.
Yep.
And move my 30 feet, I think.
Sure. Okay. So that takes us to top of the round. Theron's turn.
So how many silver arrows have you got, Jake?
I think there's 20, mate. Just let me double check.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, 20 silvered arrows.
20 silver arrows. Just remind me to keep a mental note of that, and I'll sort that all in a minute. How do you want me to do that, Dave? Taking the arrows out of the bag? Do you want it as a bonus action? Or an action? Or what?
Yeah, it's because if they were in your quiver and you were just swapping them over, then that would be free. Because you're taking them from someone else and specifically out of the bag of holding, I think it's going to be more than just free. So yeah, bonus action if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I'll use that as my bonus action then.
Okay.
Have a think. I'm gonna have a couple of pot shots back at the boss again, I think.
Okay, so this is all now silvered.
Yeah, silvered now.
Okay, right, let's go for it.
Okay. 28.
Sorry, mate, normal shots?
No, take away 5 off everything, mate. Sorry, I need. You know what? Just for future reference, take 5 off everything.
Gotcha.
I'd rather just go with the thing.
So that hits. Now then, what I would do this time, Lewis, is I would roll the damage for each one.
All right. So that's 24.
Okay.
12.
12 is going to... Did I say 12 hits? No, I said 12 hits, didn't I? 12 hits. Yeah.
23.
So you can hear a distinctive whelp, a very canine whelp. And as these arrows sink in, the sort of canine grin drops from his face, and you can see the wounds as they've impacted are actually starting to hiss and steam. As he pulls them out on purpose, snaps the arrows, and you can tell he's rethinking what he's doing. Anything else? Any other movement?
No, literally, as he rips them out, Theron just sticks his finger up at him. Got you that time, bitch.
Right, okay. That takes us to the actual wolves. Here's what's going to happen, Sam. They die instantly.
Oh.
Because they're both within your aura and they're both on 1 hit point. And you can kill.
Yes, I can.
NPC dead. Right, werewolves. There's going to have to be 1, 2, 3, 4 saving throws from.
Wisdom, please, mate.
Okay, what's the DC?
16.
16. So top to bottom, 14, 3, 14, 5. All fail. All take
19 points of radiant damage.
That was a roll, dude.
Yes.
So your spiritual guardians wipe this one out, actually, and that one. So dead, and as these spirits swirling around you. I mean, what I would tell you,
Angels, yeah.
they're
angels because I'm good, so they appear as angels floating around.
Every time you've cast this before, they would be angels, not in Barovia. They're skeletal angels.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. What did we say?
Oh.
19. Yeah. Bit of flavour. Why not?
Why not? We love a bit of flavour, Dave.
Oh, I love a bit of flavour, mate. It's
I've
just,
added those arrows to my backpack now. I've had to create a custom item because I can't find it, but I've took 2 off.
There's no. I couldn't do it for the silver crossbow bolts either. You just have to do it as a custom equipment.
Cool. I've taken 2 off anyway. I've put 18 into me bag.
I've got you frozen on Discord, Jake. It looks like you just.
I don't know what's going on with my camera. I think my camera's playing for some reason. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know what my camera's doing. It's having a bit of a meltdown.
That would make a really nice profile pic, that would, Jake. Oh, it's
I'll
gone.
get it working.
Yeah, turn it off, turn it on again.
Also, Dave, anyone that moves through that area, it's classed as difficult terrain, I think.
It is, mate. Yeah, yes. If you wouldn't mind reminding
Or
me.
half
of that.
movement, it's one or the other. Yeah, just halved in the area. It's not classed as difficult terrain. They're just halved.
Okay, this is where it's going to get a little bit interesting. Okay, so it's now. No, we're still on Werewolf's turn, aren't we? Let me go back. So these 2 werewolves are already in. So he's already in. He's already made his saving throw. So he's going to gallop over his dead mate, and we're going to have 2 werewolves now. What I am going to do is they're going to move into a flanking position. So I'm going to apply advantage to hit with the one that's not flanking you. I like the flanking rule, which you guys can employ.
Which one are you given advantage to? This one.
That one at the back.
Okay, so he'll ward and flare him.
Smash it.
So he'll be stood there and he'll be like, right, I could, he can read the battle and he's like, he's ready for the attack at the rear with the ward and flare, and he'll take the first one on the chin. I like that. I like the sound of that.
So we'll do the first one first. The normal attack first.
Yeah.
How to one with this bite, one with its claws. So it's going to try and claw you first. Rolls a 10 to hit.
Nope.
And then with the distraction of the claw, it's going to try and reach in and bite. That's a 7.
No.
Okay, so you're going to impose
a disadvantage. Yeah.
Gotcha. So it just cancels the advantage. So this is 14 for the claw.
Nope.
22 for bite.
Yep.
That's 6 points of piercing damage. Mr. Johnson's dying, and a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, God,
Andy, drink another beer, mate. You'll be all right.
That's a 9 unless it's a poison, then I get advantage.
It's not. It's a disease. You have contracted lycanthropy.
Awesome.
Yeah. Jake's
Jake wasn't happy with that.
And you broke Jake.
Yeah. And also you need a concentration saving throw.
Yeah. Is it a wisdom saving throw?
No, it's a constitution saving throw.
Can't.
Yeah. Have you? Yeah, you have. Have you attuned your cloak of Felamalad?
So it is attuned on my sheet, but it's not coming through, mate. So I have a +3 to con.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brungrik.
Which means that first one would have been a 10, and that would be an 11.
Yeah, I forget, and I'm terrible with the concentration. I think it's. Anyone help me out with concentration?
It's Constitution.
It's Constitution. Yeah, I know it's Constitution. But is it
concentration?
No.
In relation, if you take any damage when you using a concentration spell, you should do a Constitution check to see if you hold your spell.
Yeah, but what's the DC? Is it 10 or
check equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever is higher.
Right. So I figured out what you're doing, Sam. You're rolling a check, not a saving throw. Because your saving throw is +7.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I've been rolling the wrong one.
That's all right. So if you roll if you rolled a 7 plus your 7, 14, so you've passed your concentration.
And then for the lycanthropy would have been 1 plus another 4, so it would have been 14 for the lycanthropy.
You have not contracted lycanthropy.
Apologies, that's my fault, Dave.
It's all right. Don't worry, dude. Right. So we've now got 2 of the werewolves. Both of them. Are you within range? You are 30. And I'm just going to move a body out of the way.
So, Dave, does that? Because don't forget that's half movement once they hit the edge of that barrier.
Good thinking.
For both werewolves.
So they're only just going to enter. In fact, that one can only get to there.
And then they need to make their wisdom saving throws.
To do, which I'm going to do now. So top to bottom, 19 for the top, 5.
Pass.
So top one is a pass.
So 14 on the fail, 7 on the pass. Radiant damage.
Okay. So you can hear the whelping as they're not happy about it at all. Right, this is where it gets a little bit difficult. That's all of the werewolves' turn because I've stuck the leader as separate initiative. What's going to happen now, and mostly because she rolled a ridiculously low stealth check, Theron, Damian, and Alanonl are going to become aware from behind them Alanonl and Damian would have seen her before. Theron would not. And Theron would see a mangled, disformed humanoid figure, purple skin, evil-looking entity appear, seemingly out of nowhere.
Andy, your face was gold then, mate. I can't wait to watch that back.
Oh, I missed it as well. Something to look forward to. Wait a minute. Where are we in the recording?
It was just How
do I find out? 1 minute 40, boys. 1 minute 40. Right. Is she going to move? Yeah. Knowing that you've spotted her, cackling to herself, she's going to sidle up to Theron. And as she's moving towards Theron, she's going to say, "Destroy my eye, will you, you little shit?" And you can tell she's coming at Theron.
Shit.
Esmeralda's turn. So she is not aware of what's happening on the other side. She is surrounded with these spirits that are clearly emanating from Brungrik. And she will say, "Impressive dwarf. This could be fun after all." And she's going to step forwards to here. And she's going to take a swing with her rapier. 11 misses. 13. Oh no, 13 hits. Beg pardon. So that's 9 points of damage. I'm just going to do the hand axe as well. So that's total 13 points of damage is enough to kill it. So again, what you can see, very expertly done from this Vistani woman, especially with a prosthetic limb, doesn't seem to hinder her at all. You can see that she jabs. There's a feint, jabs it through sort of its shoulder, and then as it tries to react, the hand axe follows in and takes its head clean off as the werewolf falls to the ground. Alanonl, your turn. You've clearly seen this night hag appear behind you.
Yeah, you're on your own, dwarf.
He's an elf dude, but yeah.
No, he means me. He's what he's saying is I'm on my own.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough.
Brungrik's been here before. He can hold the line.
Oh, decisions. Well, I can't be dealing with this hag.
Nope.
Well, obviously metagaming, but now might be the best time to take one of them out.
Yeah. Well, I'm just moving out of the way, and I'm gonna drop a firebolt. Oh, sorry, a fireball on her.
Okay, let me move the horse out of the way. So you're going to sculpt it around?
Oh yeah, it does that automatically, doesn't it?
No, you have to say because
Firebolt.
you only get so many, but you can do 2 easily.
All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Goes without saying.
Sure. So your DC is 16.
16. Yeah.
Okay, so she passes the DC. What's your damage? So 35, 15, 17. So it's, I mean, you've seen this before as the fire engulfs her. It's almost as if she has. In fact, let me just double check. Yeah. So it's not 15. It's less than 15. Sorry, 17. So as fire engulfs her, she starts laughing, and she will say, "You'll never learn, little Nen." And it's clear that you've not injured her hardly at all. Right, bear with me 1 second. Right, they're not making very good stealth rolls. From behind, you can see a second of these creatures, these mangled, hideous creatures. This one will approach Theron. Damian's turn.
I am going to use my action to cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Good idea.
Which essentially makes me protection grants several benefits to creatures from such as aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And they cast fae, don't they?
Yeah.
And
they count as fiend because they're night hags.
Oh right, okay. But yeah, they have disadvantage on attack rolls against me. I can't be charmed or frightened or possessed by them.
Okay. Is your camera working again, Jake? I've just got.
Not at the moment. I'm just trying to sort Discord out on the tablet at the moment.
Okay, sorry.
The tablet's had a bit. So I've just gone to Discord on my phone for a few minutes.
Okay, so you cast protection from good and evil?
Yeah, because that's my early action. And yeah, I might bone. Actually, I'll be attack actions anyway.
Sorry, mate, I just missed that.
I said I'm gonna bonus action and second wind.
Yeah.
And then that's me done because I can't do anything else.
Okay. Brungrik.
So with Esmeralda's comment about it being fun, he'll sort of laugh at her and be like, "Yes, Mistress Ez, let's get into it." And he'll swing for the werewolf that's behind him with his battle axe.
Nice. Okay.
Like he's thoroughly enjoying himself.
Gotcha.
For a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Remembering that it is a magic axe.
Yes, I did. Yeah, well, I'd forgot. And then, yeah.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage it is, yeah.
And then as his bonus action, he'll summon forth his spiritual weapon right next to the one he's just attacked.
Brilliant.
Actually, between the one he attacked and the one behind him, to the southeast of him.
Between
Right next to Brungrik.
there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And attack the same werewolf that he's just attacked. So they're going to work in tandem together.
Go for it. Nice.
So 24 to hit again.
24 hits.
And 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Hits a solid thunk. Not quite taking it. He is now in fear of his life, and you can see it's written across his canine features. Anything else?
No, he's going to stand his ground because for him, all he knows about is what's going on here.
Okay.
So he's got eyes for the werewolves. This is where the fight's at, and this is where his concentration is.
Okay. Right. I'm going to have a perception check for the leader, just to see if it's a decent perception check. So what you're going to become aware of. So Brungrik and Valkyn will hear the leader of the werewolves say, what is your business here? What is your business here, grandmother? And in response, from behind Brungrik, you can hear cackles, and Valkyn is well aware of these cackles. You've heard them before. You are now aware of the hag's appearance. And the response from the two hags will say, just this one, pointing towards Theron. And then there's another brief exchange, and the leader will say, and you can clearly hear him say, fight to the death, my boys. And he turns around and pegs it. I'm going to leave him on the edge of the map for now, just in case. On mute, Jake.
I said, what a pussy.
And there's no attempt to disguise it now. From behind, you can clearly see stepping out from as if thin air from the ether appears the third night hag. Valkyn.
Nice. Steve, what are you doing to us, mate?
Get ready to make new characters, boys.
Me, where do I go? Left or down? Well, I'm barely going to scratch the hags at the minute. I'll kill them. So I'm going to move into range. I'm going to finish this fight with Brungrik. Him. I'm going to fire. Shit, he's not in 5 feet, is he? He is.
Yeah, Brungrik is.
Yeah, but he's nearly dead, and I can't kill him. Brungrik's going to probably kill him.
Can you get flanking with a spiritual weapon?
No, dude. No,
I
that's.
don't think you can you?
Yeah. Well, not only that, because Valkyn's still got his hag curse on, so he can't kill.
Oh, I was thinking the guy that's just the southeast of the spiritual weapon.
Oh, gotcha.
You with me?
Yeah. It's for what's it purposes, sneak attack purposes. It's got to be next to a character. Yeah. And you've moved, so you can't give yourself your sniper, whatever it is. This stand still, steady aim.
Yeah. Aim. As a bonus action, you give yourself advantage on the next attack roll. On the current turn, you can use this bonus action only if you haven't moved during this turn. Yeah, So yeah, I'm just going to take a pop shot at the one in the middle. Can't kill this guy.
Sure.
The one in the middle.
Yeah.
Crossbow bolt.
Yep.
A normal attack. 12.
12 hits.
6 points of damage.
6 damage. That was a crossbow bolt.
Yep.
Yep. As the crossbow streaks through, we'll say it goes through his shoulder, instantly heals.
Oh, it's not silver, is it?
Okay.
I'm not. Well, I just wasted my turn. Just disengage.
Sure.
And I'm 30 feet.
Yeah. It's D&D's hard, mate. D&D's hard. Okay, speaking of which...
So Theron's going to turn around the hags and go, ooh.
Nice.
Like that, in a bit of like a Johnny Depp kind of kind of way. I'm going to do my cunning action and I'm going to disengage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to dash towards Brungrik in this big circle thing, past him to about here.
Yeah.
Going like proper Johnny Depp running, kind of like.
Nice.
All right, Jack.
Are you not held up by movement in that? Are we all held up by movement in that?
60%, 60 movement into it with your dash.
No.
That's my action, and then my bonus one's my cunning disengage.
So when I cast the spell, Andy, I identified, because I could see everybody. Technically, everyone was in sight. I identified you all not to be affected by it.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's
You
right.
You can all walk straight past me, no dramas. It's all the enemies now that can't.
Okay, let me just clear some of this up because I need to. All the wolves are dead. Okay. Is that Theron's entire turn?
Yeah, that's bonus action and action in it. So.
Yeah. So that takes us to Werewolf's turn. That means there's 1, 2, 3 that need to make a Wisdom saving throw from, and it was 15. Sam, sorry, I forget.
15.
15. 16. Wisdom.
No, 6. Yep.
Yep. So top to bottom, 14, 10, 14. All fail.
That'll be 13 points of damage.
Okay. So
and it is radiant damage. Just
yeah.
to double check.
Yeah. The top one dies. 13. 13 and 13.
And then half their movement speed in the circle.
Yeah. Okay, well they've been given instructions. What I'm just going to do, I'm just going to get rid of all the dead bodies. Hopefully this is just the dead bodies, because if not, it's going to really annoy me. Let me just double check. Yep, should be good. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no, they're sticking with plan A, so that can move 5. So it's only got 15. So what it's going to have to do. So 5, 10, 15. So thing with spiritual.
Yeah, I know what you're going with. I know what you're going with.
It is.
Just shift it up one, Dave. But we'll just know it's there. Just shift it up one.
Okay, dude, nice one.
We'll just know it's there.
Sure. So it's going to be 2 attacks. Do you want to apply your fellow lad?
Warden Flare, yeah.
Yeah.
Against the first person to attack him.
Okay. So we'll do top one first. Disadvantage. Claws rolls 13. Bite rolls 10. That's normal attack. 17 misses. Bite 16 misses. Dwarf's hard to hit.
He is.
And I've removed the werewolf that had the initiative, so let me just roll these dickheads again. Put them in front of Ophelia. So, what's it called? 22. 20. Right. Ophelia. Right. Jake, Ophelia is going to move next to you. And she's just going to, as she walks past, well within striking range, obviously, with your whip, she's going to say, "Greetings, Damian. Nice to see you again. We're here for that one." And she's going to move on purpose out of your reaction range. What are you going to do? Okay. So let me just double check her movement then. So that was 5, 25, 30. Okay.
I'm gonna hold off. I'm not, because an attack of opportunity is a reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ophelia, I'm gonna allow to walk past.
Yeah. All right. Bear with me. Spot on. Lewis, Theron needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
10.
Okay, Theron, your vision changes. All of a sudden, the world seems to grow, and your vision changes. Instead of both looking forwards, you're looking to one side. What everyone else see is Theron turns into a frog, a toad.
Is that a charm?
It's polymorph.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm gonna do.
Oh, now you succumb to it.
I think I will. Bear with me a second while my external hard drive has a fit. I really need to update my technology.
I feel like that was a shot at me then, Dave.
No, mate, no. So Toad Theron's there. Toad Theron. That's going to be Ophelia's turn. Esmeralda at this point, she's going to be spinning round because obviously she's figured out, and she's seen the hags coming, and she starts backing away now. And she looks for the first time after saying this is fun. She looks scared, and she starts backing away. And she's saying, "What's going on? What's going on?"
Would Damian be able to reply, or would he have to
Sure.
wait for his turn?
Speaking's free.
He'd be like, "These are the two night hag sisters and mother that we've dealt with before. They've come for Theron after he destroyed one of their artifacts." Kind of, but like Damian's going to be looking at both Ophelia, who's just walked past him, but keeping his eye on Morgantha and the other night hag. I can't remember what the other one's called.
Bella, Ophelia, and Morgantha.
Be keeping an eye on Bella and Morgantha then.
Okay. Okay, Esmeralda, she's going to want her back. She's going to want to be facing the hag, so she's going to move to here, and she's going to attack this werewolf. So let's do all these attacks. So it's going to be first one hits 12 damage. 22 damage. Ooh, right. Last one misses. Damage 22. The grace of Ballerina. She skirts round, flits round, and stabs this werewolf. Takes us to Alanonl's turn.
I don't want to piss the hags off. But I feel I should do something for my little toad friend. I'm going to Ophelia. I think I'm going to try and cast my Toll the Dead cantrip on her.
Okay, she's going to counterspell it. And as in fact, it's going to be Bella that uses her reaction to counterspell it. And what you can see, you can just about make her out of your peripheral vision as you go through the motions of casting your spell. Bella just waves, and Ophelia says, "Now, wizard, we're not here for you. Any more of that, and it'll be you joining us as well." And the rest of you can clearly hear this. That takes us to Bella's turn. She's going to do the same. She's going to saunter past Damian, and she's going to move into range of and stand next to Alanonl. And not to the point where I don't know if you'd allow her to do it, but it would almost be sort of pat you on the cheek as if to say, "Nice try, Sonny." And she's going to say, "And this other one, we don't know who he is." And she's going to point towards Brungrik. Brungrik, I need to make. You need to make a Wisdom saving throw, please.
24.
Nice. So you would be aware of this spell. She's attempting to hold you in place, hold person spell, which you can see it coming. You're well aware of it, and you've shrugged it off without too much of an issue. That's going to be Bella's turn though, which takes us to Damian.
At that point, he's gonna shout, "Ez, where is Rictavio?"
Ez will reply and say, "I don't know, Rictavio. I've never heard of Rictavio."
You do know who he is. He's a wise man who's come to these parts.
Okay.
Normally runs at this wizard tower.
She'll say, I don't know. I don't know. I've been here for a few days. I've not seen him once. I'm trying to find him.
On that note, Damian's gonna look at Morgantha and kind of think in the back of his mind like, "Fuck me, why am I about to do this?" Pulls out the blood whip and he's gonna crack it straight at her.
Okay, roll to hit.
Now's not the time to freeze.
14 misses.
Oh no. I'm gonna go again.
Yeah, that's with a +10 as well, dude.
I know.
That +10 does look nice though, Jake.
Another 14. Fuck's sake.
Okay. Okay, so 2 cracks of the whip around Morgantha, and you can see, I mean, she just deftly ducks and then dodges to one side. And she will say to Damian, "One more, and you will die."
I mean, that is me out of...
Any movement?
I've got 40 feet, so... might try and manoeuvre myself right round to the other side of the fortress. Just kind of around there.
Okay. Alright. Right. So that was Damian Brungrik's turn.
So he's aware of what's going on, but he isn't aware of what's going on. He's aware that there's something going on behind him. But for him at the minute, the battle is still in front of him with his werewolves. So he's going to go for the northernmost werewolf. Him and the spirit weapon are going to attack it.
Go for it.
22 to hit.
22 hits.
10 points of damage from his axe, magic axe.
Nice.
And his spirit axe, 23 to hit.
23 hits.
For a further 11 points of damage.
Nice. This werewolf is, in fact, both of them are looking very injured. Not happy at all. Any movement?
Nope.
Okay.
Let's say he's concentrating on this fight.
Yeah.
First.
With dashes and various other bits and pieces, I think it's safe for me to take the leader out of combat. And he just pegs it. He can use an action to turn into a wolf, which and he properly goes for it. Morgantha's turn. So stepping up to Alanonl, she will, as she moves up to Alanonl and addresses him directly, she'll say, "Out of the way, dearie," as she tries to push you aside. Brungrik and Esmeralda need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit! An 8 for Brungrik.
Okay. Saving throw, wisdom +3. Yep. Ez fails as well. You are held. Can you talk me through held and concentration?
Yeah, let me just quickly look it up, mate.
Because you're considered paralysed?
So the text says if you take damage while you're concentrating on a spell. He's only held in place, isn't he?
Yeah, so you can still.
When you think about it,
Gotcha.
So I can still concentrate on it, can't I? But I can't.
You can.
It's when I receive damage that I lose concentration.
Yep.
After that.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's Morgantha's turn. That takes us to Valkyn.
So we're going to peer around the corner.
Yeah.
We got line of Ophelia.
At Ophelia, yeah.
Ophelia. I've just been looking at a spell. I've not used any spells in this game so far because all my spells are shit. I've basically got lights, fairy fire, and darkness. I'm looking at darkness. Goes from a point that you choose in a range to fill a 15-foot radius. Darkness spreads out around corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness, and non-magical light can't illuminate it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking if I cast it on one of the hags, is that going to blind, disorientate, and stop them in their tracks momentarily?
Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the party, pal.
It's going to blind them, mate. Unless they've.
Because hags
Yeah.
have got dark vision, haven't they? They've got Is it 100?
It don't matter. It doesn't pierce it, does it?
Wait,
Magical darkness is different.
will I have seen?
Yeah,
'Cause will having Van Richten's? Would I know that if they have like fiend sight, like devil sight?
Well, you're not going to be able to impart that knowledge because you're not entirely sure what's going on. But
okay.
we can cover that later, Jake. If you want to roll a nature check, and I'll if I remember, I'll say later. What's Valkyn doing then, Mr. Johnson?
I'm going to cast Darkness because there's not a lot I can do. I can't kill the werewolves. I'm not going to make a lot of damage on the hags.
Okay, Morgantha is going to
At the
counterspell it.
And I'm guessing she's going to tell you that if you try anything again, she's going to kill you.
What she'll do is, and again, as Valkyn appears around the corner will say, "Look, sisters, it's the sneaky one." And as you attempt to cast your spell, Morgantha hisses, and then she'll say, "Alanonl, dear, tell him, will you?" Any other movement? Anything else?
Fuck this.
Right. Theron's got as a toad 20 feet of movement.
Anything else? Can I rip it?
You can.
Warts?
You can. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I'm going to jump and hide in Esmeralda under her blouse.
Okay, so you hop towards Esmeralda, who is held, so she can't move. So you can get sort of, go on, hit me with a fanar. You can get between her legs, but on the ground.
I was thinking more of the cleavage, Dave.
I'll be honest. I don't think you could jump that high.
Okay, we'll go with the legs then. There's no way I can break the polymorph, is there?
Not that Theron would be aware of, I don't think. Do you want to make an Arcana check for me?
Go on.
Would you not have to do it with a toad's intelligence though?
Yeah.
With it being polymorphed.
Ah, yeah.
So it would be -1. Yeah. In fact, it's -5. Yeah.
Wow.
I think. Yeah. So no.
Because unlike wild shape, polymorph actually changes your entire being into being whatever organism you are.
Yeah.
Whereas
So
like wild shape, you actually just maintain your own intelligence.
Yeah. So up the dress then. She can't move. What's she gonna do? And I'm still in that big spirit field thing, aren't I? So.
Yeah. So it's Werewolf's turn. They're still within the aura.
Wisdom saving throws then, please, Dave.
Indeed, will do.
I'll put my frog next to her just so you know that I'm up the dress.
Top one passes, bottom one fails.
So
roll high, Sam.
The fail is 15. The pass is 7.
Okay. Kills the top one. The bottom one's on 1 hit point.
Do it.
Very close, mate. Very close. Ophelia. She's going to run round. She's going to dash. No, she's not. She's just going to move to this position, and she's looking all around. And all she'll say is, "Shall we conclude this business? This one is all we want," pointing towards the toad. Esmeralda can't move, but she does get to save at the end of her go. And it's a wisdom saving throw, rolls a 13, so she isn't free. Alanonl's turn.
Right. Can I see Theron?
Sure.
Did I see where he went, and can I see him?
I'll be honest with you. I said sure. I think you'll be paying a lot of attention to the two night hags in front of you. You can have a perception check if you want. I'm gonna tell you the DC. I'm gonna set it reasonably high but achievable at 16, shall we say?
Right. So I want a perception check.
Yeah, I think that's quite fair actually. That's probably
There's a lot going on, isn't there?
yeah. 19. So
19.
yes, you've seen where he's gone.
Right. Knowing how the polymorph spell works, I think. How can I do this? So he's there. Right, so I can move and then cast a spell, can't I?
Sure. So as you move out of range of these two hags, both of them are going to say to you, "Where are you going, dear?"
I'm going over here. And with that, I think I shall.
Right, just give me a deception check.
A deception.
Yeah. And I'm going to give the hags an insight check.
Deception.
You need to beat a 14.
Oh, 13.
Right, so they know that you're lying. And as such, Bella is going to take her opportunity. Morgantha is going to take her opportunity attack against you. So she's going to reach out and slash you. And she rolls 25 to hit for 13 slashing damage.
What did you say? 25.
25 to hit.
For how many?
13.
That's me down again.
Man down. Bella's turn. Sorry, she's just going to move a 30. They're staying clear of Brungrik's aura. As they both approach, they'd probably say something, and Brungrik stood there solid. You can obviously, I like to think, whole person, you can move your eyes. And as these night hags move past you, I don't know whether and to be honest, it makes no difference to the game at all at the minute whether Brungrik would know what these things are. What you know is they are fucking hard and nasty. And as they are almost skipping now past you, one of them sort of will run a claw against these angels spinning round. Pretty. We look forward to playing with this one. So that was Bella's turn. Sorry, I've gone out of order. That takes us to Damian. Are you doing anything, Jake?
That werewolf's only on like minimal hit points, isn't it? So I won't be able to finish it.
It's on 1 hit point, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've still got Hag Curse on you. You can't kill.
I am going to take a crossbow shot at Bella.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I'm completely unconscious and what have you, aren't I?
That's 19 to hit.
19. Yeah, it took you to 0 hit points.
Yeah.
19 hits, mate.
For that's 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
I believe at the start of the combat you said you were loading a silver
Yeah.
bolt. Okay. At Bella.
Yeah.
Okay. The silver bolt stings into her, and you can see that from the wound it does hiss a little bit. And all 3 of them start cackling, and they say, "Sisters, we need to give more of an example, not just the elf. Let's take another."
If you aim to take us,
sorry, mate. Go on.
us all. I said, if you aim to take one of us, then you're going to have to take us all. I'm going to move back into cover point here as well.
Okay. To this, they're going to cackle.
I like how Jake's just said, "You're gonna take one, you guys take it all." I'm just fucked off.
Yeah.
I'm fucked off. I'm just playing it.
My tactic,
in the last rest period, he was reading the Valkyn tactics book.
Oh, okay. Let's
self-preservation, mate.
Let's Brungrik make your wisdom saving throw, mate. I'll remind myself of the DC in a second. 26.
Don't matter, mate. I got nat 20.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
a nat 20 as well, Dave.
Yeah.
At the end of your turn, you're no longer held.
So, with our, does that mean I can still control my spirit weapon?
No, it specifically says at the end of your turn. You make the saving throw at the end of your turn.
Okay. Oh, no, I was going with the whole. Does it class as a thingy? Well, there's nothing I can do then, mate.
No.
If I can't move that, I can't do anything.
Yeah. So it's Morgantha's turn. Okay, she is going. Morgantha's going to move pretty quick. I'm going to apply a dash to her here. And she's going to reach for Theron. So she is going to enter Brungrik's aura to do it. I'm going to make a melee attack. And it's going to be against the frog's AC of 11. Just to grab. I know she's already taken an action to dash, but this is just to pick up a frog. Yeah. Yeah, she manages to get a hold. So Theron the Toad would feel him being picked up, being squozen in the middle, and she's going to put Theron inside her pouch. That's going to be her turn. Valkyn?
If she's entering, does she need to do the whole wisdom saving?
Yes, thanks, dude. Thank you.
Yeah. I didn't. When you said she's entering, I wasn't quite sure where you were leading with that. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, that's exactly what she's done. She's reached in it. The other one was sort of scraping a claw against it, but this one she has reached in. And it's 16.
16.
She only rolls a 10. Roll your damage, mate.
5 points radiant. That was a weak roll. That was, but then it makes sense. You only put her arm in, so kind of works.
Valkyn.
Right. Kind of come to the realization. Thinking, oh, stupid. He's kind of Valkyn's kind of looking up at the tower like, dancing around this thing for the last hour. So he's gonna move. He's gonna shout to the rest of the group, like, "Get to the tower!
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper!" Because I'm thinking it dispels magic, right? Within 5 feet. Okay, so the hags are going to be fairly useless within range. Trying to read Dave's face at the minute. Not giving much away. So I'm going to shout to the rest of the group. Is that one action, Dave? If I shout to the rest of the group?
No, you can talk for free.
Yeah, so I'm going to shout, "Get to the tower, let's defend the tower." And I'm going to dash. Is it a dash? No, it's not a dash. To the scaffolding, I'm going to have to do would it be an athletics check to scale the scaffolding? A bit of elevation?
No, it's really it's quite it's easy going. Let me just.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look something up because I don't want to tell you too much. Bear with me a second. Is it in true? No. So you managed to. How much movement had you got left when you got to the bottom of the scaffolding?
With normal movement, it was 30 feet. So yeah.
Normal movement 30 feet. No, you can get a fair way up if you want to. Then you can start scaling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll say you are equal with the first floor.
Cool.
Yeah. So that'll be a bonus action dash. I'm quite happy for that.
Yeah, and I'm within 5 feet of the tower. Also within that.
So that
dispel boundary.
Sure. That takes us to Theron. There's absolutely nothing you can do at the minute, Lewis. The werewolf's instantly going to die from Spirit Guardians, which takes us to Ophelia's turn. Ophelia is the three hags will have this sort of brief conflict between them now, and they'll say, "What's to do, sister? Shall we take another one? Take another one," Bella will say, and Morgantha will say, "But no, don't annoy him. This one means nothing to him. Let's just leave." And Ophelia will step into the border ethereal and disappear. Just vanishes in a cloud of the pestilent, fetid fog just falls to the ground and she disappears. Az needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. DC. But she passes, but that's at the end of her turn. Alanonl is down. Death saving throw, please. Mr. Miller, don't roll a 1.
It's a 20, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, 8.
One fail. Bella's going to step into the border ethereal. Disappears. Damian.
I only get 2 saving throws, don't I?
Yeah.
On fails, so you'd have to do 3 successes and 2 fails.
Oh, mute, Jake.
I'm going to bonus action use my last key point to Step of the Wind again.
Okay.
Which means I can move up to 80 feet, but it puts me within. If I move, I get 60 feet. I'd get within range of Morgantha. Then I'm gonna bonus action Bonus action. I'm going to use my action to see if I can take the bag that they've put Theron in.
Okay.
Would that be possible, or would I?
You're doing this as a bonus action?
No, I would try. I want to use it as an action. Sorry, you know, almost like an attack action.
Gotcha.
Because I've used my bonus action to use my key point, Step of the Wind, which gives me the advanced movement.
Okay. So yeah, in theory, so you've got an action. Let's think about this. So it'd be a grapple, and then so it'd have to be for my mind to take it off her.
Is it in her hand, or is she just put him on her hip?
It's kind of around her shoulders. It's like a shoulder bag. And as such,
what about cutting the strap? So using a sword to try and cut the strap.
Okay. Well, okay. So let's roll to, because obviously you're coming at her with a sword drawn, so it's gonna have to be you've got a silver short sword, I believe.
I've got a silver short sword. Yeah, that'd probably be the one I'd pull.
Okay. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to attack her or attack the bag and hit with the short sword. Okay. Discord's going mad again. Is it used to?
It's only a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that misses. So you've missed the bag, and she's aware of what you're trying to do.
I'd make my second attack action then.
Okay, this is the same plan.
Yeah, but that's even more trash. I fucking rolled a 12. Jesus Christ.
Anything else?
That's me done.
Brungrik.
So there was a discussion about what happened to Niloren, wasn't there? So we had a discussion about the hags and the curse and them taking his eye. I think I vaguely remember Jake mentioning it. Does that sound familiar, Jake?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now that the werewolves is done, he will put I'm gonna have to go with this. I'm gonna have to.
Sure.
He is going to realise who is stood in front of him, and his blood begins to boil. Ooh. And he realises that this is one of the people that hurt Niloren, and he becomes enraged and charges at Morgantha, which cancels his thingy spell, Spirit Guardian.
Yeah.
So as a bonus action, Dave, I'd like to rage.
Rage!
So as he does it, he drops his shield, takes his battle axe in both hands, and hits an enraged state and charges Morgantha.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I'm going to equip my shield, which won't unequip for some reason.
Just drop 2 AC, mate. As long as you remember, he'll be ready.
Yeah. Okay. So he will charge her with his battle axe in 2 hands.
Yep.
And take a swing.
Go for it.
So it's +2 to damage, isn't it, for rage? If I'm right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you're only level 1 barbarian, so you can't reckless yet, can you?
Yeah. 9 to hit.
9 misses.
It's an old feeling, that is. So that was bonus action, movement, and action. That's him.
Okay. Morgantha is as she clutches the bag, and you could see that it's that the bag is still moving around. She shakes it roughly, but not enough to cause any damage. She will turn to Esmeralda and to Brungrik, and she'll say, "Welcome to the party, my pets. We look forward to playing with you." You, she says to Damian, "You little shit. You will be next." And she steps into the border ethereal and disappears.
Oh, so nice knowing you.
Mr. Miller, I would like you to make a death saving throw, please.
Oh no! Oh no! I was saying oh no before I even saw it.
What was it?
5.
5. Okay, so as the night hags disappear, having taken Theron, you become aware of a cessation of breathing from Alanonl. Brungrik's in a state of just pure rage. Esmeralda is standing around with rapier and hand axe in hand, and she turns and she says, "What the fuck is going on?"
Breakfast.
Oh God. Hang on a minute. Whew.
I mean, fuck.
Right, I tell you what then. Let's have a debrief after that. Then I'm tempted to say we'll call the session there and pick it up next time, because there's a fair amount we need to do. Lewis, mate, you know you said last session I went red. As soon as you did what you did, I thought they're gonna have to kill him. They have to kill him. And then I've reasoned it through, and I've thought about it for a long time. Dude, you know how you were playing your character? I'm just dungeon master. I am sorry, dude, but I've got to play the game, and I've got to play it against you as best as I can to make sure you enjoy it as much as possible. You played your character really well.
But not well enough.
You're not dead, but what I would suggest to you is I'd roll another one, dude. Mr. Miller, you're no longer bullied into playing a wizard. Should you wish to continue?
Why I've got you, Dave. What races can I use?
Anything.
Anything.
If you make a character on my D&D Beyond account, I think I've got all of them enabled. Just make sure you roll a character. Mr. Miller, as you're thinking through the process, just text me as much as you want. We can go through this. We can sort it out. Get you something that you want to play.
I'm gonna be a level 20 night hag.
Wouldn't that be nice?
You know as well, while I've got you.
Yeah.
Lars collared me again the other day.
All right. I'll tell you what. Let me just turn the recording off, because I think we're done in terms of